Jake stood in the galley, expecting another day of grueling training, but the head chef crossed his forearms and shook his head. Head chef, you've worked hard, human. Today, you rest. Walk the ship, meet the crew. If you wish to understand the food of the galaxy, you must first understand where it comes from. Jake blinked in surprise. A day off. That was the last thing he expected.
Jake.
Wait, really? Just walk around. The head chef nodded. Head chef. Tomorrow, you'll go with Kess to gather ingredients. Before you learn to cook for the stars, you must learn where the stars find their food. Jake took a deep breath and stepped out of the galley. The corridors of the ship stretched in all directions, lined with glowing control panels and shifting metallic walls that pulsed faintly, almost as if the ship were alive. The air had a strange, electric charge to it, a mix of spices, metal, and something slightly damp, like the scent of a storm rolling in. As he wandered, he realized just how massive this ship really was. It wasn't just a crew, it was a small, moving city. The walls of the main hall flickered with shifting alien symbols, adjusting to display information in different languages. Crew members bustled about, each engaged in some specific task. A towering reptilian creature, its scales a dull bronze, adjusted machinery in the engine bay. Small vials of glowing liquid hung from its belt, gently clinking together. It muttered something in a low, gravelly voice before turning to glance at Jake. Reptilian engineer.
You.
The new cook.
Jake.
Yeah. The reptilian let out a huff, its nostrils flaring. Reptilian engineer. Don't burn anything important. This ship is old, but she's got spirit. Jake awkwardly nodded and moved on, his boots clicking against the metal flooring as he stepped into what looked like a central marketplace. The ship had a bazaar. Stalls lined the walls, glowing with neon signs in languages he couldn't understand. Small, squid-like beings floated above the counters, haggling in rapid, clicking tones. A thick-furred alien with 6 arms and massive, dark eyes was slicing a gelatinous cube into neat, quivering pieces. As Jake walked past, the alien popped one into its mouth and grinned at him. 6-armed vendor. Try one, human. Changes flavor with your mood. Jake hesitated, then grabbed a piece. The moment it touched his tongue, it tasted like fresh strawberries. Then, as his curiosity shifted, it changed like buttery popcorn, then cool mint.
Jake.
That's weird, but good. The vendor laughed, waving 2 of its hands. 6-armed vendor. You'll get used to weird around here. Jake continued onward, finding himself in a quieter section of the ship. The hum of distant machinery filled the air, and a massive viewing deck stretched before him. A massive window revealed the endless abyss of space. Stars shimmered in the distance, and below them, a planet loomed, a swirling mass of deep oranges and glowing purple storms, its surface broken by floating land masses that drifted in and out of thick clouds. Kess stood by the window, a coiled rope in his hands.
Kess.
Tomorrow, we land there. A storm planet, home to skygrazers and floating flora. That's where we get the freshest ingredients. Jake stared at the planet, mesmerized.
Jake.
This is insane. I was flipping burgers a few weeks ago. Now I'm about to go gathering alien ingredients. Kess smirked, tightening the rope around his belt.
Kess.
Better get used to it. You want it to be the best, right? Jake nodded, determination settling in his chest. Tomorrow, he wouldn't just be cooking. He'd be stepping into a new world, one ingredient at a time. Search. Reason.